Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Klazart and Cholera. And you guys know what we're doing right now? I don't know if you do, but if you read the title, you might know. It is FireBatHero versus Savior. We have the biggest commentator FireBatHero fan, me, and we have the biggest Savior fan at the same time. Commentator fan, sorry. Klazart. So this is going to be me versus Klazart with Cholera as the mediator, whatever you call that guy in the middle. And we're going to be watching Savior versus FireBatHero. Now these guys, if you guys have any idea about Savior and FireBatHero, you would know that these guys have probably the most history in the game of StarCraft. Going over a year now, these guys have been at each other's throat, mostly FireBatHero at Savior's throat, and Savior has been trying for the longest time to say something back, but he has been unable to. So my only prediction is that FireBatHero will win this game, will do a fun dance for us to watch, and be sure to see a play-by-play of that dance from me. And Savior will, well, you know what? Even if he wins, he'll probably cry. And if he loses, he'll definitely cry. So I am definitely looking forward to this. So what do you guys think is going to happen here? I got to say, my prediction is FireBatHero is going to continue with this win. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I mean, it definitely looks like Cholera doesn't know which side he swings for. And he definitely doesn't seem to know which.
This is true.
He definitely doesn't seem to know which side he wants to bat for. But and other such euphemisms. But yeah, this is gonna be huge. I'm really looking forward to this. Go Savior, FireBatHero die painfully and slowly and horribly. Well, not in real life, but in StarCraft. I want him to be forced to watch as every one of his units is disemboweled. Each and every Marine has its head bitten off by a Zergling, and each and every tank has its wheels and oil and gear ripped apart and just leave a spill of Terran blood and oil and machinery all over the map. That's what I want to see. But I will settle for a good game of StarCraft.
Alright, I'm not sure where you guys said that got the fact that I'm neutral on this. I want Savior to win. Yeah, that's right. I want Savior to win because FireBatHero's been winning way too many of these. Not because I don't like FireBatHero, but I just want to see a little bit more balance in this rivalry. So I am going to root for Savior here against FireBatHero on the map Battle Royale. Now, this is a completely new and very strange map for this Pro League season. It is a two-player map. These two players start off very close to each other by air, but they're blocked away from each other's bases by a pair of I guess assimilators. They can actually run through them with normal units unless one of them dies. And there's also another entrance into their natural expansion that's blocked by a temple. So this is definitely a strange map. We'll see who it plays to the advantage of. I gotta think, just slightly that it's going to play into Savior's advantage. Also, let's look at recent trends. I mean, Savior, of course, got knocked out of the MSL where he made it to the round of 8, but at least he got it into a later stage of one of the Star Leagues, and he's also been doing quite well. He beat one of his other nemesis, Bisu, in a All-Star game recently, whereas FireBatHero has been playing rather substandard, didn't make it into the round of 8 of either Star League. We'll see what he has to bring for us, though, and he hasn't been doing great in the Winners League either, but Rise, what do you have to say in defense of that for your man Lee Young-sung here?
He's been practicing against Zerg. It should be obvious to you, Collar. I can't believe you haven't seen it already, but obviously he's been practicing Battle Royale for this match against Savior. And this is so aptly named Battle Royale because really, this is what it's all about right here. They are both out for blood. And for anyone who hasn't seen the movie Battle Royale, I gotta say, go watch it. Go check it out because it's gonna be
awesome.
One of the best movies you've probably ever seen in your life. I am an owner of the DVD. Also,
FireBatHero is a 14-year-old girl. 14-year-old girl who has to kill her classmates.
Yes, you're right. You're right. He is that girl. And he's going to do exactly what she does to everybody else, to Savior. And Savior's not going to do anything again but cry.
So FireBatHero is a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah, he takes off his shirt and shows his boobs if you're not
Rise's
sure.
mind.
So if that doesn't make it worth watching that movie, I don't know what does.
Does your wife know about this?
So anyway, Savior's going for an expansion. He's going to go for the typical 12 hatch, which on this map is exactly what you should be doing.
No, dude. That's an overpull.
Oh, my bad.
That's an overpull into hatchery.
I'm drunk.
All good.
For anyone who doesn't know,
Rise has had 5 beers.
and I'm feeling pretty good. And it doesn't really matter. I'm kind of just watching what FireBatHero is doing right over here, and it looks like he's going for a factory. So this map is, because of the way that this map works, we're going to see some interesting builds here for sure. I mean, it's not the typical map, not the typical layout, and so with these Troy-like artifacts as well as temples, Zalnaga temples, and other things to protect your base and to at the same time leave openings for other players to get into your base. We're going to see some very interesting play, and to be honest, I haven't seen enough TVZ here to know what either of these players are going to do, but I can only imagine that Savior is going to go for some sort of muta harass, whereas FireBatHero obviously getting that factory down. The question is it going to be some sort of two-port build or other? I don't know. Klazart, what do you think is happening here? Maybe you've been watching some more of these new maps more than I have and have some better insight into them.
Yeah, I haven't, but I have a feeling that FireBatHero is probably going to go defensive. I have a feeling he's going to try and get some Goliaths out early on. And obviously Saviour's going to... And Saviour's actually put his hard list den down. I thought FireBatHero would anticipate Savior going straight mutas, but Saviour's put the hard list den down. FireBatHero hasn't scouted this. FireBatHero now coming in with the SCV, and he's now seen that Saviour's taking the assimilators down. He's got a couple of Marines behind as well, so he's going to probably anticipate that Saviour's going to try and be bringing some ground units. FireBatHero's got a Vulture out. Savior obviously... Maybe Savior was forced to put the hard list den down because he saw the factory, and therefore anticipated the Vulture, but he's now... The Vulture cannot get through because Savior destroyed one of the assimilators. This reminds me of another map. He's still going to get the Vulture through! He's using an SCV to get the Vulture through! Is it gonna go through? No, it hasn't! It hasn't gone through! The Vulture is stuck, and Savior's gonna have a hard list out any second now. FireBatHero trying to get the Vulture through with the SCV trick, unable to do so. So he's produced 2 Vultures and is not gonna be able to do any damage to Savior. So Savior extracting maximum value from his 6 Zerglings, and FireBatHero's early investment in those Vultures isn't gonna pay off. So that is why Savior put the hard list down because he saw FireBatHero's factory, and I think otherwise Savior would have probably gone for Mutalist straight away. And now that he's secured himself against that, and he knows FireBatHero can't get through, and he does have a couple of hard lists to guard that, he's switching to Aspire, but FireBatHero has got his racks floating over Savior's base, so he's going to see what's coming, and it's going to be down to how well FireBatHero defends against Savior's air attack, and I have a feeling FireBatHero is going to be upgrading air defense.
Yeah, I mean, air defense. Yeah, FireBatHero right now going for an expansion.
I meant Taram boosters.
Yeah, factory. It's gonna be 1 fact into expansion, and we're gonna see Savior just waltz a couple of Hydras through. Hydras can fit, by the way, whereas Vultures cannot. And Savior right now is in a great position. I gotta say, he's all over the base of FireBatHero. The natural expansion completely vulnerable. I don't know if FireBatHero didn't remember that Hydras could get through those assimilators, but certainly they have. And Vultures are just not very good against Hydras. Although it looks like these Vultures are probably gonna be doing all right with those SCVs repairing for them, but Savior going to do a lot of damage to Command Center. It looks like, though, that Savior probably going to lose his attack, but it certainly forced FireBatHero to slow down his expansion. Yeah, Savior's going to have to retreat here, and what a great use of this map's artifacts. Usually these creative maps actually benefit Terran and Protoss over Zerg, especially maps where you can wall in or do kind of fancy things like Troy, but this time Savior definitely is playing into the advantages here, and he's going to have Mutalisks out pretty soon.
Yeah, and really, I think this is exactly what Savior should be doing. He's doing a very good job of just catching FireBatHero off guard. He's making FireBatHero play his game, which, if he can continue to do that, he'll be in good shape. Now, the question is, will FireBatHero take out that other assimilator to block it? Because Savior obviously has some mutas heading over to FireBatHero's base, and there are Goliaths out on the field, as well as turrets going up with perfect timing, by the way, because FireBatHero is perfect. And anyway, there's some Hydras over there too, though. So the question is, will the Hydras plus the mutas be able to take everything out? And right now, it looks like they are taking almost everything out, all focusing on the Goliaths at the same time. Turrets going down, another Goliath or 2 popping out. FireBatHero obviously in trouble at this point, and Savior with some free reign over the turrets at the natural expansion. FireBatHero gonna have to lift off his base. This looks reminiscent of other games that we've seen in the recent past of FireBatHero against Zerg players, where he just can't seem to hold off against this double attack, and if he loses his expansion, he's going to be in so much trouble. The command center go down, and man, is this a bad mannerism from Savior? I don't know, and Savior doing a great job of taking FireBatHero's buildings out, and FireBatHero forced to sit back in his natural, and, he's pretty far behind at this point. I don't know if he can get back in the game.
Yeah, those Hydralisks are like elite commando Hydralisks, because FireBatHero is being forced back and pwned essentially by 2 Hydralisks supporting those Mutalisks. Those Mutalisks have been a lot more vulnerable without those extra Hydralisks coming through. And Savior, I really think Savior probably didn't plan. I'm not sure if Savior planned it. I have a feeling that this Hydralisk Den was still a reaction of Savior's to FireBatHero's build, and if it was, it's turned out so sweetly for him. And yes, Rise, I can see the perfection from FireBatHero you were talking about. That was really, really sweet perfection from FireBatHero. I enjoyed it so much. But I've got to say, I was actually in Savior now coming in with the Mutalisk to harass. I actually didn't see that expansion went up for FireBatHero, and I didn't realize he was going for the expansion, but he obviously needed to get those Goliaths out, and Savior did enough damage with his Hydralisks and Zerglings early on in slowing him down that he messed up the timings enough that when he did come in with the Hydralisks and the Mutalisks with the Hydralisks for support, FireBatHero had no answer for him. So it looks like the curse of FireBatHero shall finally be lifted from the Maestro. He will finally be able to wave his wand and play a tune to hypnotize FireBatHero, and FireBatHero now will be dancing, but not to celebrate. He will be dancing to Savior's tune and to the sound of his own horrible defeat.
I'm not sure if he'll be dancing after this one. Maybe doing some barrel rolls, because he has done them in defeat. Also, some like defeat ceremonies. The only StarCraft player who's ever done that before. Anyway, Savior has locked FireBatHero out of his out of being able to leave his base by killing the other assimilator. There's absolutely nothing that FireBatHero can do to leave until he destroys the temple at his natural expansion, which would finally give him the ability to leave. But right now, FireBatHero has no expansion up. He has a bunch of Goliaths. He's probably gonna have to kill that temple right now, and then he's going to have to just make some sort of attack with these Goliaths that does a lot of damage to Savior. Savior right now can't completely destroy him with just Mutalisks because Goliaths are just that strong in numbers like that. But, you know, Savior right now has his 3rd base going up. He has a massive economic advantage, and I think his, you know, just the fact that he played so well with those 2 Hydralisks, I gotta say. That really gave him the game there. And you know, what a great use of the map artifacts once again. So it looks like FireBatHero probably just going to commit to 1 attack off of 3 factories here. I don't see him trying to expand again. And it's probably going to be all in. Wow, Savior just kills so much of FireBatHero's economy. It's over if he doesn't make this attack count.
And it looks like he can't even get his Goliaths outside of the Zelnaga Temple. He did mine out the minerals that were right next to it, so rather than try to destroy it, he's going to be able to stream out those Goliaths otherwise. And, you know, really, the question is, does Savior have the defenses in order to deal with this? Because that is a significant push of, if he can manage to get the rest of his Goliaths out, it'll be about 14 Goliaths that he's heading over to Savior's base. Now, Savior, though, I think has broken one of his own assimilators, so I'm not entirely sure that FireBatHero can get into that base, but it looks like he is going to go after the middle base at the very least, after he takes down that neutral building in the middle between those minerals right there. And now he is sending in those Goliaths, and that is a pretty healthy pack of Goliaths right there. And there are not many units of Saviors to defend against this. I don't know if it's enough. It looks like he's morphing lurkers, but will he have the lurkers in time? A sunken goes down, but enough Goliaths to deal with that sunken for sure. Savior is trying desperately to defend against this. If he can defend this, this will be the game for him, of course, but if he cannot, he's going to be in a lot of trouble here, as Goliath will run over this 2nd base of his, and it looks like he takes out that one sunken. The lurkers have to be just about morphed. It looks like those lurkers are going to finish just now. They go down, they burrow. It looks like he's going to be able to move them out just in time. Another sunken going down. He's taking out the mutas, but the mutas are going to be able to do enough damage to the lurkers. They're able to reinforce. The lurkers are going to be able to clean up these mutas, and now FireBatHero is certainly in trouble, if not already have lost his game.
Yeah, GG from FireBatHero. FireBatHero gets taken down, and I'd like to see if Savior's going to do a celebration or some sort of a celebratory dance. I don't think he is. I think
let's have a moment of silence.
But you can see he's happy. You can see he's happy, and I would like to see the look on FireBatHero's face right now. Savior with just a polite bow, very gracious in victory always, because he let his StarCraft do his talking for him, which FireBatHero obviously did not. So Colora's prediction comes true. Surprise, surprise.
Yes, you know, the thing is, right now what we're going to see is whether FireBatHero goes on his decline now, because remember, only one of the 2 can actually be good at StarCraft at once. Savior now is definitely the one who's been, you know, his star has been ascending, whereas FireBatHero's has been, you know, going down. And I gotta say, right now, Savior looking very strong. You know why? Because he didn't get emotional. this is looking a little bit like Savior back in his prime when he was completely the stone-faced killer that all of us used to be fans of. You know, you don't see him crying right now. I can't believe it. He's not actually tearing up. This is very, very good. This has a lot of promise, Rise and Klazart. But we are probably going to see the rest of the series right now casted by all of us, and it should be a good series. The next up is Iris versus Junie. What are your final thoughts about this?
My last thought is that
go on, Rise.
I definitely think. Sorry, I think that you know, you're right. It really, it's healthy for the rivalry for the other player to win occasionally. It's like the Yankees versus the Red Sox, right? The Yankees were dominating for so long, and it was actually getting boring. It was like, well, this isn't really a rivalry anymore because the Red Sox just always lose. But now, finally, the Red Sox have won a game, as in Savior has won a game against FireBatHero, and so we'll have some excitement again when it comes to time for these two to face off again. I gotta say, it's impossible for FireBatHero to beat him every time. Savior isn't that bad of a player, of course, and he's not a bad player at all. So, I mean, really, I guess I'm in the back of my mind, I'm a little happy for Savior, but I'm obviously very sad for FireBatHero. And FireBatHero will come back and destroy Savior in 2009. That's right, I'm saying it right now. FireBatHero is gonna come back and he's gonna destroy all of Savior in 2009. I will destroy Savior in 2009. Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, I've got to say, Savior is obviously a heartless murderer because he just killed a 14-year-old girl. But you know what? I actually enjoyed watching that, so I don't mind.
Of course you did.
But what I want to say, tactically, that just played right into Savior's hand because Savior is an absolute master of fighting with small numbers of units. Those are the kind of battles he excels in. And where he can express his creativity, where he can outmaneuver his opponent, and that's what he did right there, and that's why he won. And I think we're going to see a lot of good play from Savior on this map.
I got to ask you guys a question before we end this video. Do you think, and honestly, do you think this map is reminiscent of Raid Assault 2 in any way in terms of Zerg just having that close Muta advantage, or do you think it was just seriously Savior's superior play over FireBatHero's?
I'd actually say that, I mean, it's similar in that there's close distances, but it's also different in that it's definitely not as pro-Zerg as Raid Assault was, because, you know, here you do have those assimilators, and that definitely generally benefits the Protoss and the Terran player against the Zerg player. I don't think that, you know, Raid Assault was a lot more open also. I think it's easy for the Zerg to really get trapped on this kind of map, and also it's easy for like a Terran or Protoss to block the natural expansion because those assimilators are really very narrow. So I mean, I don't see how a Zerg player would get in that easily with just Lings. But I do agree about the close air distance. It does look pretty similar to Raid Assault in that way.
It's gonna lead to some informed choices, that's for sure.
Fair enough. I wasn't trying to imply anything like FireBatHero should have won that, of course. I just thought that really it was one of those things that I noticed of the map that is similar to Raid Assault 2, and I expect to see some potentially similar strategies played out.
So I can
yeah,
say
well,
something
FireBatHero...
Go
Bull Trap, go.
Sorry, I've been watching. I've been just sitting in the background. This Bull Trap. I just wanted to say I think that the map played heavily into that particular game. Again, you know, like Rise said, who's to say who would have won if things had been different, a different map or whatever. But he went mech, and then Savior immediately shut down any possibility of mech working. So, I mean, after that point, there really wasn't a whole lot he could do. I mean, he needed to get those vultures in quickly and do economic damage and take out the Lings and that sort of thing. And because he couldn't, his strategy was completely shut down just by that one assimilator. So I think the map was played a major role in that game in particular. It would have played out differently if it was, even if it was Raid Assault 2, I think it would have been a lot different.
Dude, that's like saying that, well, you know, you try a grass court move on a clay court and it doesn't work and then you cry. You know, I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't agree
only
with that.
Savior
Of course, the map
cries,
plays a part. The whole
so,
point is the whole point is to use the map.
FireBatHero cries all the time.
Which Savior did.
With much.
Wow.
Cry together in their sleep. All right, let's move on before this cut gets to fisticuffs.
Yeah. All right. This half-hour commentary of a 10-minute game is over. I'll see you guys in the next match. Peace.